Yo guys, welcome back to Sempre Inter TV. Today we're previewing our first match of the season against Lecce. Yes, finally the Serie A is back with a bang yesterday. Forget about the Juve match against Parma. That Napoli-Fiorentina was an absolutely cracking match, 4-3 to Napoli. But let's hope our match is not as high scoring as that. And I'm not expecting it to be as high scoring as that. You know, Lecce have just come back into the Serie A this season after being promoted twice in the last two seasons, back-to-back promotions actually. And I don't think it's as easy as a lot of people think it's going to be. Lecce have just come back up after almost 9 years, I believe they've been out of the Serie A. So of course they will be, you know, really enthusiastic, full of energy, and you know, playing at the San Siro for the first time ever for a lot of those players. So, and you know how it is with all these small teams when they come to San Siro, they play like their life depends on it. They play like it's the World Cup final, and I'm expecting a lot of the same from Lecce tomorrow. And these are exactly the type of matches where our team has been stumbling, not just under Spalletti, but every year previously under De Boer, Mancini, you know, going back further and further all the way up to the Mourinho times, when we come up against the small teams who defend in low blocks, everyone behind the ball, no spaces to create anything. That's where we have problems, and they hit us on the counter. Try to do a little bit of research around the Lecce from you know, the style of play under Fabio Liverani, who used to be a decent Serie A player back in his days a few years ago. They like to play football. They're not, you know, a defensive team, but of course against us it won't be the same in the Serie A. Against the bigger teams they will defend deep. They usually like to play a 4-3-1-2 formation or a 4-4-2 diamond, however you want to put it. But in pre-season they've also played a 3-5-2 formation, which is probably what they will play tomorrow, allowing them, you know, to have 5 defenders at the back when they're defending. But you know, of course this is all guesswork. We don't know what team they will put out. So let's do the predicted lineups for Inter, which I think is a pretty easy job really for 90% of the team. Of course, in goal we got the one and only Handanovic, expecting another big season from him. Was voted Serie A keeper of the season last year, quite rightly so, and he will have a little patch on his kit as well to just to signify that. So he will be in goal, of course. In front of him, the 3 centre backs. Most likely D'Ambrosio will be the right centre-back. Godin, you know, only has played 1 match for us this season from the beginning, and then he got injured, so he's definitely not 100%. And we've got plenty of games coming up, so he's back in to achieve 100% fitness. So D'Ambrosio. In the middle there will be Stefan de Vrij, and alongside him will be Milan Skriniar on the left centre-back position. And Skriniar has been the one that's been worrying Inter fans in pre-season because he's not looked at his usual level. But of course that's due to a variety of reasons. He's of course a big guy, big strong fella. It usually takes those types of players a little bit longer in pre-season to get, you know, their body up to scratch. But also it's a new position for him. He's on the left centre-back position of a 3, which has never played in that position before, and it means that he's sort of has to rely on the left foot a bit more than he would like to, and he has to drift sometimes onto the left back position almost when he's covering for the left wing back. So it's a new, different position for him, but I'm confident. You know, I feel like he's a world-class defender and he will adjust to it slowly. Of course he would, I think, prefer to be as a right centre-back maybe, where he can use his right foot more. In midfield, of course, Brozovic is there, and Sensi, you know, he came in, or most people, and now of course I as well, thought that he was going to be the backup to Brozovic or the backup midfielder to the others, but his pre-season has been so impressive that he has won a starting position for sure. Him and Brozovic are pretty much given to be the starters, and next to them two in the 3 midfielders, that's where the uncertainty is at the moment, with Barella, who came in for big money. Hasn't quite impressed in pre-season yet, but of course it's only pre-season. And then Vecino, when he came back from the Copa America duties, he has been impressive in pre-season, and it's definitely, in my mind, I think Conte would like to have a bigger centre mid in there at least to compensate for the lack of height from Brozovic and Sensi. You know, we might see a Brozovic, Sensi and Barella midfield partnership at some point in the season, but I feel like if you look back at Antonio Conte's history, he doesn't really do a small midfield. You know, he likes a strong physical midfield. So I always think Gagliardini and Vecino will have their chances this season. But let's see. So I'm putting Vecino in there for now in the predicted lineups. Next to Vecino on the right hand side, I think Candreva has to play because, you know, Lazzaro, unfortunately, he came with a lot of expectancy from Inter fans this summer, but you know, he's got injured as well, so probably doesn't have the 90 minutes in his legs. And Candreva has been pretty decent in pre-season, so you know, we can't complain there yet. You know, he hasn't done anything wrong yet this season, so let's hope for the best. Antonio Candyman. On the left hand side, Dalbert looks like he might be on the way out with the deal for the Biraghi swap loan deal near completion apparently, so Asamoah will be the left wing back for sure. You know, Asamoah has played under the Conte system before at Juventus. Conte is the one that moved him from centre mid to the left wing back position, so I'm not expecting any changes there. Hoping for an improvement from Asamoah in terms of attacking threat, because last season he was quite solid defensively, one of our better players throughout the season, apart from the few mistakes. But I'm expecting a bit more improvement from Asamoah going forward, which we need. Front, I think the one certainty will be Lautaro Martinez, who's come back from the Copa America, good Copa America with Argentina. He will be the starter, and then next to him, that's where the uncertainty is at the moment. Lukaku has come in, the big money signing, but he's not had a full pre-season. He didn't play any part of Man United's pre-season, and he only played the in-house friendlies for Inter, which are not really high intensity. You know, they don't really provide much in terms of fitness, but he's looked good in them. And you know, even if he does get just one half for 50-60 minutes, I think it's important for him to get that at home in front of the San Siro crowd. So I think he will be the starter next to Lautaro. Otherwise, it's a 50-50 between Politano and Esposito. Esposito has had a great pre-season, of course, as we know, only 17 years old though, so don't expect Conte to throw him in the deep end that easily. It's not really in the Conte style to do that with young players, but you never know. He has impressed. Conte spoke about him in interviews very nicely. And then Politano, of course, let's not forget about him. He's played that position, second striker position at Sassuolo. He's good when he's allowed to sort of roam and cut in from the right hand side. So let's see. I'm interested to see Antonio Conte's first lineup tomorrow. Let me know in the comments below. Who would you start? Would you start Barella? Would you start Vecino? That would be an interesting decision to be made by Antonio Conte tomorrow. Earlier in the week, I tweeted out my Serie A predictions for the 2019-20 season, and here you can see it. I've put in Inter to come third, just after Napoli. I still think, you know, we might be able to make second. I think it'll be a close battle between Napoli and Inter for second position. I still think we lack quality in terms of our wing backs. You know, I don't think if we're playing Candreva and Asamoah as wing backs for the whole season, especially attacking wise, I'm not sure how much they will provide. And in midfield, I don't see that many goals coming from midfield from the likes of Barella, Sensi and Vecino, Gagliardini. But you know, let's see where we end up. In terms of Lecce, I predict them to go down. I don't think they have enough, especially going forward or defensively. They've got at the back Rossettini, who's played for Chievo, Bologna, Torino, so he's an experienced Serie A player, but they don't really have that much Serie A experience in that team. They've signed Lapadula up front, who, you know, the Milan legend, who's had a poor few seasons since Milan have signed him, but you know, he has goals in him. He's a good poacher. So let's see. They've also signed Farias from Cagliari on loan, who's, you know, another okay Serie A player. Who's, you know, he's not full of goals, but you know, he's threatening on the counter attack. And apart from that, the other interesting player they have signed is Taxidis, the Greek centre midfielder, who will probably be the anchor in midfield. Good technical player, but you know, quite slow and prone to give away fouls, so not expecting a masterclass from him tomorrow. But you know, apart from those few players I mentioned there, I don't really see much of a threat from Lecce. So my prediction is a 2-0 win to Inter. Let me know in the comments below, what is your prediction, and where are you predicting Inter to finish in the season? Are you agreeing with me with a third finish, or think we can do better or worse? So let me know in the comments below. As always, like and subscribe, and yes, it's good to be back. Forza Inter.